Now what I want to start talking about is if you're interested in starting a job or career after high school, okay? Now, some of the major steps towards a job or career are very similar to what you do for a college or university. Like in both, you have to research careers of interest. I think it's always good to, if you have some idea of like what career you want to do, or maybe just a career field, like maybe you don't know if you want to be a teacher, but you are sure that you want to do something in education. That's always like something like having that idea in mind is always a good thing to have when you're going off to college or university, or if you want to just go straight into a job or career. Another thing you need to figure out or find out is what training or certification is needed for the career you're interested in, career or careers. Then you can make a list of programs to apply to or enroll in. So when we say programs, we say like, we mean like they could be like programs at a college or university, or there are other programs that can help, especially if you are interested in a certification more than just like a four-year university. And even if you are looking for a career or job, I know we talk a lot about financial aid for college and university, but there are also some financial aid possibilities for if you are interested in a certificate program or a job training program. Some of them still offer financial aid. Okay, so when you're thinking about jobs and careers, you might have this as a, like this might be a common phrase that you hear, that you must go to a four-year university in order to be successful. And well, we want to make it very clear that this is not necessarily true. Like this is a false phrase, like, because a lot of people, like people that that I know in my family, they have a successful life, successful career, and they never went to a four-year university. Like if I think about like my father, he, in his life, he never had even a high school diploma, but he was able to get training in a specific job, and he's been able to, like, just by showing determination and showing growth in the job, he was able to like move up and become a manager in that job. But what we're saying is like you don't necessarily need a four-year university to do this. And it all depends on what you consider successful as well, right? So one of the ways that people can sort of define success is by money. Like, is it better, how do you make more money? Is it by going to a four-year university, or is it by just starting to work right away after high school? And this is what one of the studies found, is that if you compare certificates and licenses, which only require like a few months of training, and compare it to an associate's degree, which is 2 years of college, then you find that 43% of licenses and certificates earn more money than an associate's degree. Okay, so that's like already, you're comparing jobs or careers that take just a few months to train versus 2 years. And then in the next bar, you see that if you compare licenses and certificates to a bachelor's degree, and that's like a four-year university degree, you see that 27% of people who have licenses and certificates, they earn more than a four-year university education. And then the last graph, it compares people who just went to 2 years of college, like an associate's degree with a bachelor's degree, and you see that 31% of associate's degree people make more money than a four-year college university. And I guess we're all just saying this because a lot of it has to do with what kind of job and career you want. A lot of, if you really want to enter a career that requires a four-year university, like if that's your passion, that's something that, that's something to consider. Like, you have to figure out how much money you will make in whatever career you want, and compare it to like other careers that you might want to do as well. It's just one way to measure. So all this is to say that in some careers that students are interested in, they do not require four-year university education, and that's fine. I know I got this message a lot when I was growing up, in high school especially, like that you need to go to a four-year university to be successful. And I guess it's not until, and I still thought about it like a few years ago, like I still had this belief. But I think now when I think about, different career options for students, it's actually like, in some instances, it's students want to just go like to do a certificate program or just to go to college for 2 years, and that's fine. As long as they know what they want to do after high school and it's something that they like to do, that's fine. We're here to support you in whatever decision you make. So, here are examples of careers that just take just some training, and that's like you apply to this career, to this job, and they will train you on site. And this is the median pay according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. It's like a government, bureau that tracks how much people make per year, what careers. So we have, for a carpenter, it's 48,000. For a flight attendant, it's 56,000, and electrician, it's also 56,000. So these are careers that you can get right out of high school as long as you have a diploma or a GED, and it just requires you to go through an application process with the companies. Now there are also certificate programs, and certificate programs usually are a few months up to a year of, you go to some courses, some classes, some training, and these are some careers that are available. You can be a surgical technologist, and if you can see, like, it's actually like you're working right there in right next to like a surgeon or a doctor, and they make 48,000 a year. You can be a trailer driver, and that's 45,000 per year. And you can be a firefighter for 50,000. And all of these are starting salaries, which means that they might get higher the more experience you get in that career. And you can also like get a 2-year associate's degree, and a lot of these are available, in community colleges. So if you don't want to go to a four-year university, but you're going to a CUNY, maybe these are some options for you. You can become a web developer for 73,000, and you'll make 73,000 a year. You can also be a physical therapist assistant for 48,000, or a dental hygienist, which makes 76,000 per year. So all of these are good options. They still require you to have some level of training, of education, but it's not, it's still, they are still considered careers, but you don't need to go to university for 4 years, okay? And no matter, no matter what you're interested in terms of career, we really want you to try to avoid these schools. These are considered for profit, which just means that the whole reason that they exist is just to try to make money from the people who attend them. So that makes it so that they might not have like your best interest in mind. And these are things that I'm sure you guys have seen like advertisements for, and some of the times you see people on the subway who are just trying to recruit people to come to these schools. I know ASA is like one that a lot of people who are interested in, like, say, cosmetics, things like that, they might go to ASA College, Plaza College as well, Berkeley College. So all of these are schools that are for profit, and a lot of times they encourage people to go to the school to take out loans to try to pay for the tuition, and people go into debt and they don't even get the training or certification that they sign up for. So these are schools that we definitely do not recommend. So please watch out for them. And as an example, these were also for-profit schools, but they've already been closed down. And that's one characteristic of a for-profit school, is that a lot of their stability just comes from how many people they can have come through the doors and pay their money. But then people start to complain, they start to take legal action, and the schools close down. So I guess you should avoid schools where there are so many people who have negative things to say about it, because, that they will eventually start legal action and close it down. Now, if you are interested in a 2-year career, like an associate's degree or a certificate program, a training program, things about, like, for example, mechanics, or, like I showed, like web development, that kind of thing. A lot of these certificates and associate's degrees are offered at CUNY. So, I think we see CUNYs as, like, colleges, as universities. But they also have opportunities or programs for people to just enter if they want to get just a certification or an associate's degree. So I guess what I'm asking you is to rethink CUNY. Don't think of them as just, like, for 4-year university educations. Think of them as places where people just go to achieve their career goals. So if you are interested in even just getting a certificate program or an associate's degree, I'm saying that you still have to go through the CUNY application process. And later this year in October and November, when everyone's filling out their CUNY applications, even if you just want to have go straight into career, we still ask you to apply to CUNY, because you may find a program there that trains you for that career. Okay, so that's also something to keep in mind. Oh, and there's also job training programs. So these are some trusted local organizations that provide lots of different job training. Like I'm just looking at the Door as an option, and the Door is this one organization that offers a lot of different job training opportunities. If you know someone who is interested, someone who's interested in, like, in construction, if they want to do construction work, then the Door offers certification programs for construction. They also offer training programs for electricians, for even for some technology-based things. So, a lot of these training programs are great, and we trust them. And some things that you should do right now as part of this whole process is start thinking about which careers or career fields you're interested in. If you already know, that's fantastic. That means that you are doing a lot better than what lots of adults are feeling. Some adults don't even know if they want to do their careers or that they may want to change. But if you already know what you're passionate about as a career or a major or a career field, that's terrific. And also find out details about it, because you might maybe you like it because you saw it in a movie, or maybe you like it because you saw it in a TV show. You should still find out specific details, especially like your day-to-day responsibilities. I think a lot of people, for example, they like the idea of being a lawyer, but they don't understand that being a lawyer requires a lot of reading. A lot of preparation for being a lawyer is just sitting down and reading a lot of documents that you have to go through. So that's like a day-to-day responsibility of being a lawyer. And figure out the income. So how much money would you be making per month, per year? And also if they're hiring, the job outlook. Are people hiring for that career? There might be very interesting careers, but if companies are not hiring for those careers, then you're just going to maybe even waste money going to school to practice for those careers. And of course, research what type of training or certification is required. So hopefully by, when you start applying for universities by the end of this year, you should be able to tell us about what careers you're interested in, which training is required, and what are the day-to-day responsibilities. All right, so I know that I spoke a lot, so do any of you have any questions before moving on? So all of this was about jobs, careers. Do any of you are interested more in certifications and different career options? Any questions? Okay. Now, I would also say, even if this isn't something that you're interested in, don't forget that especially for the job training programs or different career paths using CUNY, some of these things are open enrollment, which means that anyone can apply to them, and you don't have to have like a certain level of GPA or certain credits, you know, like you have to, or you just need to have a high school diploma to be able to apply. So if you have anyone in your family that you think would benefit from this or would like to do one of these programs, then yeah, just let us know. We'll give you some resources.